Bonjour Year 3 and welcome to our next French lesson. We're going to carry on with numbers today. We're not going higher, we're going to stick to the 1 to 31 that we've started on, and we're going to do a little bit more with these numbers. So let me share my screen with you and we can see what our objectives are for today. Oh, right, we're going to look again at numbers 1 to 31. So those ones we've already looked at, we're just revising them, because the more we practice, the easier it gets. We're going to look again at the names of the months. They were quite similar to the English, weren't they? So hopefully that's not causing you too much trouble. And then we're going to think about what we can do with these two pieces of French learning that we've got. What can we talk about if we know these things? So first thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to do a little bit of practicing our numbers. I'm just moving my face out of the way so you can see them. Now you've got all the words there for the spellings of the numbers. And as I've said before, you don't need to know how to spell them all at the moment, but it's really handy if you can recognize them. So if you know that cinq, the letters, means 5. So I've put them up there so that as we're going through them, you can just look at the words as well and think, oh yeah, I get it. And remember, as we go across, you've got 1, 11, 21 for 1, 11, 21. So you can kind of see the connection. So for instance, between 3, 13, which is a bit weird, 23. But then of course, when we get down to 7, 17, 27. So you can start to work out the numbers. If you can't instantly remember or count them through on your fingers, you're going to think 27, well, that's 20 and 7, so that's 27. So let's count together then, first of all. Look at the words, look at the digits, get it in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got to 10 already, very good. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Well done. Now I'm going to test you a little bit. I want you to close your eyes and say them with me. Or if you absolutely can't, I can't see you, you can open your eyes and have a little peek. But the more you can practice these numbers, the better. So have a go. Close your eyes and see if you can keep up with me. I won't go too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Tricky, that one. And we're into the easy stuff. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Well done. So we can look across and we can see the patterns, can't we? We can see 9, 19, 29. Remember I said the real tricky ones, and you have to listen very carefully to the sounds, are between 2 and 10 and 12. So 2, 10, 12. And I remember 12 as being quite like a dozen, which is a sort of old-fashioned way of saying 12 in English. So 2, 10, 12. Make sure you remember the differences between those. Right, onward. Let's have a look at the next thing. So we're doing the months of the year now, and we're going to read them through, and then I think we might have a little listen to Alain Lelay. Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre, décembre. And remember, some of them have got the little accents on that says it's a very short E sound. Février, décembre. So don't forget to do those if you're writing it. And then there's a funny little accent in août, which is a funny little word, really, isn't it? So remember from last week how we looked at these and we thought, oh yes, quite a lot of them are like the English words. There's a lot of cognates here to help you out. And the other funny thing we remembered was that double L in juillet. So it's not an L sound at all. It's more of a Y sound. Right. So let's see if we can listen to Alain Lelay now. Not the Worm Song, because I think you can probably find that already by yourselves. I know that Mr. Bass has been playing it in the classroom when I've not been there. So there we are. Don't tell him I know that. So what I'm going to do now is find Alain Lelay, find his month song, and see if you can sing along. Maybe not to the first verse, but after that, see if you can sing. Where is he then? Here we are.
Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre et décembre. C'est les 12 mois de l'année.
Okay, let's have you singing.
Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre et décembre. C'est les 12 mois de l'année.
You can sing even if he isn't. Get ready.
Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre et décembre. C'est les 12 mois de l'année, les 12 mois de l'année, les 12 mois de l'année.
And there they are, the 12 months of the year, les 12 mois de l'année. So that's Alain Lelay's little version. So again, sing along, play it for yourself, play the Worm Song too. The more you practice, the better you'll get at all this. So let's go back then to our PowerPoint and think about what we can do now if we are familiar, shall we say, with the months and we know what the days are. Can you guess? We can do calendary things. We can do dates. We've already done the days of the week, haven't we? We did that last, when was it? Last term, I think. So lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche, we know those already. That's fantastic. But with our new knowledge of all those dates and the names of the months, we can think about a few dates. So let's have a look about how you would say dates in French. So, les dates en français. If you wanted to say February the 3rd, maybe for you if you're watching on that day, but it might not be. So, le 3 février. Répétez. Le 3 février. So you can see that the way it works is we've got a le. Very important to remember that. Then you've got the number, le 3 février, the name of the month. Easy peasy. Let's have a look at another one. So 13th of October, I'm very fond of this date because that's my birthday. And we're going to do more about that next week. My birthday, obviously. How would we say it in French then? So we would say le 13 octobre. the 13th October. Le 13 octobre. About July the 28th. So getting a bit bigger now, aren't we? Le 28 juillet. You see the pattern? So you've just got le, and then the number, and then the month. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Except when it comes to the first of something, and we don't say le 1, we say le premier. So the 1st of March is le premier mars. I think that's the only tricky bit really about dates. So let's have a look then about how you'd say today. Today it's. So aujourd'hui, c'est le 3 février. So if you are actually watching this on the 3rd of February, you'd be saying today, it's the 3rd of February. Aujourd'hui, c'est le 3 février. Say it after me then. Aujourd'hui, c'est le 3 février. Aujourd'hui is a very long French word, which means today. And that's possibly the most complicated word you're going to come across in primary school, I think. So again, not too worried at the moment about spelling it, but just saying it. Aujourd'hui, c'est le 3 février. Have a look at some other dates then. So on the left, you've got the dates we've just looked at. So we've got February the 3rd, le 3 février, 13th of October, le 13 octobre, July the 28th, le 28 juillet, and the 1st of March being that slightly tricky one, le 1er mars. So try these. What do you think the French would be for February the 8th? So have a think, say it out loud. Have you got all the right words? Le 8 février. I hope you got that one right. Le 8 février. So just like le 3 février, except we put 8 in it. What about this one? The 15th of April. Have a little think. Have a little think. Count on your fingers if you need to. Okay, I'm going to help you out here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, le 15 avril. Très bien. What about this one? The 31st of August. Oh, now do you need to do all the counting all the way through then? Or can you skip straight to thinking, well, I know what 30 is. 30 is 30. And I know that when you have to have the one thing, it's a little bit trickier. So it's 31. So le 31 août. Le 31 août. Have a go at this one by yourselves then. 1st of December. Yep, that's the tricky one again, isn't it? Le 1er décembre. So, hope you're getting the hang of it. Question and answer that we have here. So if I was asking you, what's the date today? And you were telling me, I'd be saying, quelle est la date? And I might say, quelle est la date aujourd'hui, for today. So I might say today as well. Or I might say, aujourd'hui, quelle est la date? And you would say, c'est le 3 février, or whatever the date is on the day that you're watching. Hopefully it's that first week in February, so it's all nice and easy. C'est le 3 février. You might add aujourd'hui to that as well. You might say, aujourd'hui, c'est le 3 février. So let's practice that question a bit. Quelle est la date? Quelle est la date? Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? Quelle est la date aujourd'hui? And you would reply, c'est le 3 février. C'est le 3 février. So c'est just means it is. It. C'est le 3 février. Or aujourd'hui, c'est le 3 février. Right, over to you then. That's enough from me today. Now, the game I'm going to describe to you sounds a bit complicated, but when you see it, it's not really. So I'd like you to make a game with 2 strips of paper. If you've got 2 different colours, that's ideal. But the same colour is fine. You'll just have to be careful to keep them separate. And on 1, you're going to write the digits, so the numbers, not the words, the numbers 1 to 31 in any order. I don't really mind. And on the other piece, I want you to list the months of the year in French. So you might need to rewind to that slide near the start of the film for that. And I want you to put the 2 strips in front of you, close your eyes and put 1 finger on each strip, just you, and say the date. Let's have a look at how I've shown this. So you see I've got my numbers there on the left-hand side, and I've got the months on the right. So at the moment I've got just 2 pieces of paper. Now, quelle est la date? So if I'm pointing, my finger goes onto the 7 and to juillet, I'm going to say c'est le 7 juillet. So your activity is, as you're putting your fingers down, you're going to say quelle est la date or quelle est la date aujourd'hui. Fingers down, 1 number, 1 month, open them, and then you're going to have the number is the date and the month is the month. Should be easy because you've got the months there to say it. So as long as you can remember how we pronounce them, you don't have to try and translate them. You have to try and remember your numbers though. I hope you can do that. Now, the reason I said 2 separate pieces of paper and different colours might be handy is that if you wanted to play a more advanced version of this, what you do is you would cut them up so that you've got 31 number cards, if you like, bits of paper, which you'd turn face down, and you'd have your 12-month cards, and then you'd turn over 1 month and 1 day, and you can say the date and then turn them back again. You can do that playing with another person if you like. You can say quelle est la date, turn over 2 cards, the other person tells you what the date is. They then play it back to you. So they'll say quelle est la date and turn over 2 cards, and you will say c'est le 25 septembre or whatever numbers you've turned over. So again, the more you practice, the better you'll get at those numbers and the better you'll get at remembering the months. So happy practicing. I think it's very fine that you can now say the date in French, and I'll have to look out a calendar, won't I? So that when you come back to school, you can have a French calendar on the wall, and then you can look at the date anytime you like and say, I know what the date is. Do you know the date, Mr. Vass, in French? You can ask him. So until next time, au revoir.